90.5 KCSU Fort Collins. You are listening to Gonna Groove, and this is Moto Melodies. I have some disappointing news. I did not purchase a car yesterday, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about which car I didn't buy, because it's pretty rare and it's a pretty special vehicle. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about where I found it. We're going to talk about who created the site where I found it. And yeah, he's a pretty big name in the car industry. So this car that I almost purchased was a 2006 Audi A8L W12. That's quite the name, so I'll break it down for you. The A8 means that it is pretty much their premier luxury model. The L means that it's the long wheelbase. And then the W12, that's where this gets fun. That stands for the W12 motor that's in the car. So 12 pistons, and instead of in a V formation, it's in a W formation. So basically two V6s put right next to each other, hamburger style. So this is quite the engine, and it was originally designed for a Bentley, which is super cool. We're going to keep talking about the car a bit. But first, you're listening to Moto Melodies on 90.5 KCSU Fort Collins, and I'm gonna groove. Collins, this is Gonna Groove, and you're listening to Moto Melodies. You just heard There I Wonder by Jeremy Dutcher. Love that trumpet. Before that, we heard Rust featuring Tom Mitch by Yusuf Days, and before that, we heard Fur by Blitzen Trapper. Hope you guys enjoyed those tunes. We have been talking about the super cool car called the Audi A8L W12 that I had the unfortunate circumstance of missing the auction. I got distracted and entirely missed it. But luckily, I guess there are some downsides to owning this car, some silver linings. The main one, besides just maintenance cost, is that these cars are pretty infamous because it was an engineering feat, but they figured out a way to make the entire body and frame of the car out of aluminum to save weight, which means that if the cars ever get into a crash, they're pretty much automatically totaled, which is really sad. So they're definitely rare cars. They're rare to start with, and even more so now, 18 years later. So, I guess that's my silver lining to this. There's more to come. If you'd like to share your thoughts on a college student owning a car like this, let me know. Let me know if you drive something like that. 90.5 KCSU Fort Collins. I'm your host, Gonna Groove, and this is Moto Melodies. So you've heard a bit about the car now, and with it being so rare, I did not find it locally. I actually found that, which has been around since 2020. It started right as the pandemic kind of set in, and its concept was to kind of bring buyers and sellers of enthusiast-specific cars together, because so many cars are very specific and not that desirable unless you know what you're looking for. So this was a way for people to connect together. So it was started by a guy named Doug DeMuro, and you may be familiar, you may have seen one of his 90.5 KCSU Fort Collins. You have been listening to Moto Melodies. I'm your host, Gonna Groove, and it is almost the end of the hour, which means I have time for just a couple song or two more for you. But we've been talking about this 2006 Audi that I was hoping to get. And it unfortunately didn't happen, so my search will continue. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about the car that I didn't get. I hope you learned, I hope you had a good time. If you're a car guy and didn't know about cars and bids, that is really a phenomenal place to check it out if you're looking for some cool, special, rare type of cars. Got a couple more songs coming up. I hope you enjoy. I'm signing off.
The Alliance for Suicide